So, did you guys get the memo that we're meant to be eating 30 different types of plants a week? Right? Hey friends, it's me, Amy Rebecca, your internet bestie for all things personal development, intentional living and dream chasing. As many of you know, I've been on a little bit of a health kick recently, ever since I got diagnosed with Gilbert syndrome at the end of last year, which is a genetic liver condition. And I was basically told that I could manage those symptoms with a healthy lifestyle, which is very vague advice. Once I started to research, what exactly is a healthy lifestyle anyway? What exactly does that mean? What exactly do I need to be doing? I kept seeing the gut microbiome come up time and time again. Now, throughout this video, I'm going to be sharing lots of different things that I've learned about the gut microbiome because it is currently my Roman Empire. But as a kind of brief overview for this introduction, I want you to imagine that your whole digestive system, it's filled with trillions of different living organisms. Without all of these little bugs helping you digest your food, you would die. And we need to make sure that we're keeping the balance of like good bacteria to bad bacteria working in our favor. I've been listening a lot to Dr. Tim Spector, who speaks at length and has conducted a great deal of research on the gut microbiome, and he suggests eating 30 different types of plants a week, which seems like a lot. Doesn't that seem like a lot? Can you name 30 plants? So that's what I'm going to be attempting this week, and I'm going to be taking you guys along for the ride. Can I eat 30 different types of plants across 7 days? Let's find out. Happy Monday. I just got back from the gym, so I am particularly disgusting right now. So I'm gonna drink my coffee, hop in the shower, and then I'm gonna make a smoothie. That is what is calling to me today. I would like to point out that coffee, aka nature's greatest gift to us all, it does count as one of your 30 plants a week. I swear I didn't make that up. Tim Spector said so. So I'm 1 down, 29 more to go. Delicious. I used one of these frozen mixed berry smoothie packs. So we have strawberries, red currants, blackberries and black currants in there, as well as banana. I put in a little bit of almond milk and some protein powder, and it is just sublime. This is going to be gone within the next like 20 seconds. Good news, it's lunchtime. I get to eat again. Probably have a lot of questions right now. Number one, what's going on with your head? And number two, why are you going into the garage to cook your lunch? In the garage is where we keep the spare freezer and also the microwave. The microwave doesn't go with my mom's kitchen aesthetic, so it has to stay. It has to stay outside. I can't. It is what it is. This is the crazy life I lead. Welcome. I am specifically looking for some of those part cooked jacket potatoes that you can just heat up in the microwave. They're awesome. I very rarely eat these, but I just had a craving for jacket potato today. I'm also going to heat up some of the leftover veggie mix from yesterday that I had in wraps, and I'm going to put that inside my jacket potato. As a lunch, I feel like this has many good elements. It's got veggies, it's nutritious, it's going to be filling, I'm using up leftovers, like it's very economically efficient. However, that only gives me one additional plant. And yes, potatoes do count. I know potatoes don't count as one of your 5 a day, but they do count as one of your 30 plants a week. So not a lot of bang for my buck in terms of plant variety. Okay, so I'm actually going out for dinner this evening and we're going to Nando's, which I haven't stepped foot in a Nando's in about 8 years. That was the first and only time I've ever been to a Nando's, because shortly after that I went vegetarian and I just felt like chicken restaurant, probably not the right place for me. So in the interest of wanting to be over prepared, and also because I'm so freaking excited to eat, I'm gonna look at the menu. Okay, so they have a lot of veggie options. I was not expecting that. What can I choose that's going to include the most number of plants? Okay, if I do the beanie burger, then I'll get sweet corn lentils, peas, and pumpkin seeds. And it also comes with lettuce and tomato. That's 6 plants that I have not eaten yet this week, so I think that's what we're gonna go for. And I do love a burger. Well, this is not the most glamorous I've ever looked. Honestly, today's vibe is not today, Satan. I don't know, I'm just feeling so exhausted and I'm so grouchy, and from the moment I woke up at 6 AM, all I can think about is bedtime. That's all I want, is to just go back to bed. So I haven't had any additional plants today because my motivation to cook or even so much as chop up an apple has been 0. But I have grabbed myself a little snack. Peanuts, cashews, and almonds, which I don't think I've had any nuts so far this week, have I? Who am I? Where am I? I don't know what's going on at all. I've lost all sense of time and space. I'm really not feeling good today. I have no idea what my dinner situation is going to be this evening. I'm in the mood for pasta, which would be great because I've got whole wheat pasta, which counts as a plant. I swear I'm not making this up. Things like couscous, quinoa, whole wheat pasta, brown rice, they all count as one of your 30 plants. I don't want to do anything too fancy. I just don't have the energy, so I'm thinking like a very basic tomato sauce. I don't even know if I can be bothered to chop up an onion. Now seems like a really good time to talk a little bit more about the gut microbiome. First off, what the heck is it? The word microbiome means a community of organisms that are all existing within the same environment. So think like fungi, bacteria, viruses. And so obviously a gut microbiome is all of those things existing in your gut. Now each person has a completely unique gut microbiome. Mine is different from yours, is different from Susan down the street. And there are lots of different things that are going to impact the makeup of our gut microbiomes right from the moment that we enter this world. Like how we were fed as infants, did we grow up around animals, our genetics, what kind of environment did we grow up in, what kind of food do we eat? And that's just to name a few. Okay, but why does this matter though? Your gut microbiome is a really big deal, okay? Without all of these organisms, you wouldn't be able to digest food properly or absorb vitamins. It supports your immune system and your brain function, and it's even been linked with mental health. So what can we do to support our gut microbiomes? Obviously, eat a variety of different plant foods. And look, if you can't reach 30 different types of plants a week, then that's fine. Just try and get in as much variety as you can. You're also going to want to include prebiotics in your diet. Now, prebiotics and probiotics are a little bit different. Prebiotics are a special kind of fiber that the good bacteria in your gut likes to eat. So we're feeding our troops. You can find prebiotics in food like bananas, watermelon, grapefruit, bran. You also want to include probiotics in your diet. Now, probiotics are the live versions of the good bacteria that we want in our gut microbiome. There are a couple of different ways to get in your probiotics. You can take a probiotic, like little supplement tablet. I do that every day. There is some debate on the effectiveness of some of those, so make sure you do your research and get a good quality one if you're going to go down that route. There are also probiotics in fermented foods like kimchi and pickles and natural yogurt and my personal favorite, kombucha. Also, try to avoid processed foods because they are not particularly helpful to your gut microbiome. They are not setting you up for the most success. Look, I know avoiding processed foods is hard. Domino's pizza is life to me. But just try and find a healthy balance, you know? But if you've been wondering, girl, why the heck are you bothering to do all of this? I hope that now you have a little bit more of an understanding of why. I have watermelon. Ignore my mess, I'm about to do a deep clean of my room, but I just thought I would check in with my admission of shame. I did not eat a single new plant yesterday because I did not eat a single plant at all, full stop, yesterday. I had porridge for breakfast, I skipped lunch, and then for dinner I had the quickest, laziest, easiest, most non-committal meal of oven chips, and vegan chicken nuggets. I've been at this for 5 days now, and I thought now would be a good time to sit down and talk about some of the things that I've noticed so far. So one thing I would like to point out is that I would not be nearly as far along on eating 30 plants as I am right now if I'd not eaten out twice. Because that Nando's burger had the sweet corn in it, it had the lettuce, it had the tomato, it had whatever else it had in it. And then when I went out for breakfast on Thursday, I had the rocket and I had the cabbage. I don't eat rocket and I don't eat cabbage. Those are not things that I particularly enjoy. They are not foods that I would buy and prepare for myself, but they were on my plate, so I ate them. Same thing for iceberg lettuce and tomatoes. I don't really like them. I wouldn't go out and buy them and serve them to myself. So in some ways, I feel like eating out gives you greater opportunities to eat more types of plants, because here's the thing as well about plants. Buckle in, here it comes, a rant about plants. A lot of times the serving sizes are huge. Like if you're gonna buy a bag of spinach, have you seen those? They're enormous. Who is eating that much spinach before it goes bad? Same thing with like a big bag of lettuce. Same thing if you buy a pack of tomatoes. I am just one person, and I get that when you are in a family and you are making meals for multiple people to share, then yeah, it's easy to go through lots of different types of vegetables. It's easy to go through lots of food. But when you're just one person, it's harder. And so what I will typically do when I'm planning out my meals for the week is that I'll buy maybe 4, 5, 6 different types of fresh vegetables, and I will plan all of my meals around using those up. And of course, that's great economically. It means that I'm not wasting as much food, I'm not having to buy as much food, but it also means that I'm not getting in the variety that I might need. You know, if I was going to specifically say, okay, I'm going to buy 30 different types of plants to eat this week, a lot of them come packaged in amounts that I couldn't possibly eat that amount of food in a week just by myself. You see what I'm saying? I also think that this whole thing requires a lot more mental energy than I was anticipating. Because a lot of times I don't think that much about what I'm eating throughout the day, but I guess a lot of it comes down to repetition as well. Like if you get into the habit of snacking on a variety of different fruits and veggies and nuts and seeds and all this different stuff, and get into the habit of incorporating more into your day-to-day, then I guess the mental load will be less over time. I'm going out to eat again tonight. I don't usually eat out this many times in a week. I would just like to point out, like, I would love to do that every week. It's just not financially viable for me. It just happened that all these things came at once. It's my mom's birthday, so we're going out to an Italian restaurant. I have no idea what I'm going to eat. Today's completely slipped away from me. I don't know what's happened, but one minute I was making my morning coffee and deciding what to have for breakfast, and now here we are, I'm putting on my retinol and trying to decide what to have for dinner. I thought I was really onto something this morning when I had my smashed pea guacamole on my bagel, and then I remembered that I've already had peas this week, so that doesn't count. And then, to be completely honest, I forgot to eat lunch again. I know this is not a good habit, I'm aware, I'm working on it, and I'm not really that hungry right now because I did eat an entire bag of popcorn while I was binge watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills earlier. No regrets. So what I'm really in the mood for right now is literally just a plate of vegetables. I do genuinely just really like vegetables. Is it a balanced meal? No, absolutely not. But that's all I really want right now. Cheers. So freaking good. Well, I think it's fair to say that I kind of scraped by that at the last minute, didn't I? My intake of different plants throughout the week was certainly not consistent. Some days I was doing a really good job, and other days it was just the vegan chicken nuggets. Usually, I do get in a decent amount of fruits and vegetables every day. The hard part was just getting in the variety. One thing I will say is that this is definitely not the first thing that I have implemented in my quest to improve my gut microbiome. I'm drinking a lot more kombucha, I'm taking probiotics now, I'm being mindful about eating less processed food, more food that I'm cooking from scratch, just a lot of different tweaks that I've made in my lifestyle, and I feel significantly better. I am having far less bloating, far less stomach pain, far less nausea, and these were things that really plagued me in the past. And by the way, when I say bloating, I don't mean like the cutesy influencer kind of bloating. It's like minimal and they're like, I'm so bloated. I mean like painful, because my stomach could not protrude anymore kind of bloating. Like really very painful. And now I don't get that anymore. So I'm going to continue making these small tweaks, improving my diet, and just doing whatever I can to best support my gut microbiome, because it seems to be working for me. Anyway, that's all from me today, guys. Remember that you are enough just as you are. I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.